Welcome to you all. To see the image, you already get an idea that today I am going to talk about static electricity for class 10 from chapter 10. This video is presented by Muhammad Ashraful Islam, lecturer, Department of Physics, Milestone College. By the end of the lecture, the student will be able to explain the charge, electric induction, electroscope, Coulomb's law, electric field, electric intensity, electric line of force, electric potential, and finally electric cap. If you rubbing your hair by a comb, and after that if we bringing it close to some pieces of paper, then the pieces of paper will attract to the comb. Why the pieces of paper will jump towards the comb? Because there is some amount of charge is produced. So let us talk about what is charge. The fundamental and the special property of primary particles such as electron or proton, of which the matter consists of, is electrical property which is determined by the charge. Now the electric induction, the process of charging a neutral body by bringing it very close to another charged body, is called electric induction. Here you can see to neutral body which is hanging from two supports, and if we bring to charged body to the neutral body, then the neutral body will attract to the charged body, and when we will remove the charged body from the neutral body, then the neutral body again gets its initial position. That is the process by which the neutral body charged, and when the charged body is removed from that neutral body, in that time the neutral body will again be neutral. Now the process of inducing positively charged body by electric induction process. Here you can see a neutral body which has both positive and negative charge in balanced condition, and we have to make the neutral body by positively charged body. How? Let us talk about it. If we bring negatively charged body close to the neutral body, in that time the positive charged body will attract to the negative charge and it goes towards the negatively charged body. And if we connect the wire to the ground, then negative charge will go through the wire towards the ground, and the body will only have positively charged. And if we remove the wire and the body from that neutral body, then the positive charge will be distributed and the body will be positively charged. That is the process to inducing positively charged body by electric induction process. Now I am going to talk about the electroscope. The instrument which detects the presence and nature of charge in any body is called electroscope. You can see here electroscope. It is also known as gold leaf electroscope. It is mainly a glass jar. Inside a glass jar, a metallic rod or a iron rod is inserted. One end of the iron rod there is a metallic disc, and another end there is a gold leaf is attached, and the iron rod is attached to the glass by a non-metallic rod. When we are taking a charged body near to the metallic disc, then due to the electric induction the metallic disc will be charged, and that charge will goes through the iron rod and towards the gold leaf, and if there is a same charge in the two gold leaves, then they will repel to each other and they make a distance. That is why we can observe the body is charged or the body is not charged. Now I would like to talk about why gold leaves is used in electroscope. Because there is no rust takes place on the gold, and gold have to made as thinner as you need, and gold is good electric conductor. Now let's talk about Coulomb's force. Coulomb force depends on the quantity of the charges, the distance between two charges, and the nature of medium between the two charges. How Coulomb force depends on that quantity? The Coulomb force is proportional to the quantity of charges. That means if the charges becomes double, or if the charges is increased, then the Coulomb force will be increased, and if the charges is decreased, then the Coulomb force will be decreased. And the relation between Coulomb force and the distance is inversely proportional. That means if the distance between two charges is increased, then the Coulomb force will be decreased, and if the distance between two charges is decreased, in that case the Coulomb force will be increased. And it also depends on the medium. Suppose you will explain the electric force between two charged body in air medium, in that case the Coulomb force is not equal to the Coulomb force when you explain that two charged body into the water. Let's have a look. The Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law is the force of attraction and repulsion between two point charges in a particular medium is proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Here in the figure you can see the two charges, one is Q1, another is Q2, and the distance between the two charges is R. That two charge is the point charge, and the Coulomb's law is the force acting between the two charge, which is F, is proportional to the product of the charges. Here you can see force is proportional the product of two charges, and the force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. And if you mark that equation 1 and this is equation 2, and by combining that two equation we can write F proportional Q1 into Q2 divided by R square. If we remove proportional sign, then we can write a constant which is C. Here C is a Coulomb constant which has a fixed value 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. In replace to the Coulomb's constant, we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here epsilon naught is the permittivity in vacuum, whose value is 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12, and unit is Newton inverse meter inverse 2 and Coulomb square. If we put the value of epsilon naught, 4 and pi, then we'll get the value of Coulomb constant is 9 into 10 to the power 9, and the unit will be Nm square C inverse 2, which is exactly opposite to the unit of permittivity in vacuum. And in that formula, the Coulomb force F depends on two quantities, which are charge and the distance between the two charge. Here the amount of charge is Q1 and Q2, distance is R. Let's talk about electric field. You can see here a figure. In that figure there is a charged body A, and there is another charged body which is being from the outside near to that charged body A. In that case, the charged body will repel again. Because of why? Because there is an electric field of the charged body A. Due to the electric field, the charged body will repel to the another charged body. So what happens if the charged body is bringing into the area of the body A. The charged body will be repelled, and the area through which the influence of the charged body is exist, in that area is called electric field. Out of the electric field, that charged body A cannot influence any charge. That means the charged body A cannot attract or cannot repel any other charged body. So here what is called the area of the charged body A? It's called electric field. So the definition of electric field is the area of a charged body in which the influence of the charged body exists is called electric field. And out of the electric field, the any place we can say that is infinity. Now we'll talk about electric intensity. Electric intensity is, the definition of electric intensity is, if a unit positive charge is placed at any point of electric field, then the force that is acquired is called electric intensity. It is denoted by E. And you can see the figure, there is a positive charge and it has an electric field, that is the electric field, and into the electric field the charged body A get influenced to the other body. And if you try to bring a positive charge, you can see here a person bring a charge and he will experience a force Fe. Let's see again. The charge will experience a force from the body A, and that force is called electric intensity. Suppose the body takes positive 1 coulomb charge from outside to the electric field, and it will get F amount of force. So the electric intensity will be E equal to F by Q. That is the formula to calculate the electric intensity. Here F is force, which unit is Newton, Q is charge, which unit is coulomb, and if you put the unit of force and charge in the equation of electric intensity, then we can write the unit of electric intensity will be Newton per coulomb. Let us discuss the relation between electric intensity, charge and the distance. That means there are another formula of electric intensity. Let's talk about it. First, the formula of electric intensity, E equal to F by Q. Here F is the force. If we consider the Coulomb force, then we know Coulomb force F equal to C Q1 Q2 by R square. And if we write the Coulomb force for the similar charge, then we can write F equal to C Q square by R square. Here the value of first charge and second charge is Q. Then we can write F equal to C Q square by R square. Now if we put the value of A in the equation of electric intensity, then we can write E equal to C Q square by R square divided by Q. And after calculation, we can write E equal to C Q by R square. That is another formula to calculate the electric intensity. This formula is used to calculate the electric intensity when you ask to calculate the distance at which the electric intensity will be 0. Let's have a look. The electric field intensity in an electric field is 10 Newton per coulomb. It means if 1 coulomb positive charge is placed at any point of electric field, then the 1 coulomb charge will experience 10 Newton force. And if we write the formula of E, we know E equal to F by Q. The value of F is 10 Newton and the value of charge is 1 coulomb. After calculation, we can write here E equal to 10 Newton per coulomb. Let's talk about electric line of force. Electric line of force is the path of free positive charge that moves in the electric field. Michael Farad introduced electric lines of force to get an idea about electric field. If a positive charge is placed in an electric field, it would experience a force. If the charge is a free one, gaining this force instead of remaining stationary, it would have to define path. And you can see the figure, the photo of Michael Farad is given here, and how an electric field is produced. You can see here a positive charge, and what is emerged uniformly from the surface of the charge perpendicularly, that is the electric line of force. It is an imaginary line, actually it has no real existence. And electric line of force is used to measure the electric intensity and to explain the direction at a point in an electric field. And in that figure you can see a negative charge body, and you can see here also something get in from the outside towards the charge. Let's talk about electric potential. The amount of work done to bringing a unit of positive charge from from infinity to any point of the electric field is called electric potential. It is denoted by V. That means if you want to carry a unit positive charge and placed into the electric field, then you have to do some work. That is called electric potential. Let's have a look. A presentation here, a positive charge is given, and positive charge has an electric field. And if you want to bring a positive charge, you can see here a positive charge is bring from the infinity to the electric field. In that situation, the body have to done some work to bringing the unit of positive charge from infinity to the electric field. If you consider the work done by the body is W and the bringing charge is Q, then the potential will be V equals to W by Q. And we can write here the formula. If W amount of work is done to bring Q amount of charge from infinity to any point of electric field, then the formula will be V equals to W by Q. Here W is the work done, which unit is joule, Q is charge, which unit is second. And if we put the unit of work done and charge in the formula of electric potential, then we can write the unit of electric potential is joule per coulomb. There is another unit of electric potential which is volt. Let us talk about the relation between electric potential, charge and the distance. It is another formula of electric potential. We know the formula of electric potential is V equal to W by Q. Here W is the work done. The formula of work done is W equal to Fs, but we will write here F into R, because R is the distance between two charge and F is the force, and we know the Coulomb force F equal to CQ1 Q2 by R square. And if you want to write the force for similar charge, then we can write F equal to CQ square by R square. For similar charge, the amount of first charge and second charge is equal, so we can write F equal to CQ square by R square. Now if we put the value of F in the formula of V, then we can write V equal to CQ square by R square into R divided by Q. If we vanish the R and R, Q and Q square, then we can write V equal to CQ by R. That is the formula to calculate the electric potential. In that formula, V is depends on two quantity, which is Q and R. See here, C is the constant and charge is proportional to the potential, and R is inversely proportional to the potential. There is a question, what do you mean by electric potential of an electric field is 100 volt? It's a very important question. It means 10 joule work is done to bring 1 coulomb of positive charge from bringing infinity to any point of electric field. If you want to calculate, then we write the formula of V equals to W by Q. The W is given 100 joule and 1 coulomb charge is given here. So the result of electric potential will be 100. Let's have a look. The capacitor, the electrical device which is used to store energy as an electric charge, is called capacitor. Let us see a diagram. In the diagram you can see a object, and is there any electricity in that object? The object has no electricity. When we connect the object to the source, in that case the electricity will absorbed by the objects from the source, and when we connect the object with the bulb, in that case we can see the bulb is lighted. So question is, how the electricity come in the objects? Now I am going to talking about capacitance. The amount of charge which is required to increase the potential of the capacitor by 1 unit is called capacitance. It is denoted by C. In the diagram you can see a parallel plate capacitor. There are two plates. The first plate is connected with the positive ends of the source, and the second plate is connected with the negative ends of the source. And if you want to increase the potential of the capacitor by 1 unit, then we have to increase the charge also. That means the charge is proportional to the potential. So we can write here Q is proportional to V, and if you remove the proportional sign, then we have to write a equal sign, and we have to take a constant sign. Here C is the constant, and which is called capacitance. And if you want to calculate the value of capacitance, then we can write the formula of capacitance C equal to Q by V. Here C is the capacitance, Q is the charge, which unit is coulomb, and V is electric potential, which unit is volt. If you want to calculate the unit of capacitance, then we have to input the unit of charge and electric potential. That is why we can get the unit of capacitance is. Now store energy. The main factor of capacitor to store energy, and we have a formula to calculate the stored energy, which is U equal to half C V square. Here U is the stored energy. It is also known as potential energy. C is capacitance and V is electric potential. There is another formula of stored energy. Let us talk about it. If you apply the formula of capacitance, which is C equal to Q by V, in the formula of U equal to half C V square, then we can write U equal to half into Q by V into V square, and after calculation we will get the formula of stored energy U equal to half into QV. There is another formula of stored energy. U equal to half mv square is the original formula of stored energy, and if we want to put the value of V, then we can write V equal to Q by C. That formula is come from the formula of C equal to Q by V. If we exchange the position V and C, then we can write V equal to Q by C, and putting the value of V equal to Q by C in the equation, we can write U equal to half C into Q by C whole square. After calculation we can write another formula of stored energy, U equal to half Q square by C. Now the uses of electric capacitor. Electric capacitor is used in the battery of a mobile phone, in the motherboard of computer, in an electric fan,